Hello, and here's episode 3 of the Wealdstone journey. We kick off with Yeovil at home. I was hoping to get an easy win at home, but instead it's a 1-1 draw. After that first game's 8-0 thrashing, reality's sunk in, and I think it's now the time to bring in some more players. 2 centre-backs have been signed, a position that we really needed addressing. Jonathan Dinyenzi was signed on a free. He's 6'5" with 15 jumping reach, so should win everything in the air. 9 marking and 11 tackling are solid, with 13 pace too. Really good for the National League. I also managed to loan in Michael Strickland from Reading. 6'3" with 16 jumping reach. Again, he should dominate in the air. 13 pace with 12 marking and 12 tackling. He's a standout centre-back for the National League. Brandon Eviero will come into the backup the wide positions also. He can play either side. While he's not great or a starter material, for £230 a week, he's a good backup, which we did actually need. Christian Seklarark was loaned in from Fulham. He is a good left-sided attacking winger. That is better than Alarakia, so should move straight into the starting lineup. He's got great dribbling and off-the-ball movement, and he looks well above average too. Finally, George Dowling comes into play centrally. His stats overall look really good to play midfield. However, he's got 5 tackling and 5 finishing, so he does seem a bit limited in what roles he'll be able to perform well. But he's better than what we already have. So, welcome, George. Okay, first up, we've got Woking. They're 13th in the league and we're 11th. Although none of the new signings are going to be ready to play in this one. We've run away with a good 4-2 home win. Next up, we've got Altrincham. And our road troubles continue as we go down 3-0. I have a feeling our tactic might be a bit too aggressive away from home, and it might be something that needs to be look at changing. We dropped down to 10th with this. Next up, we're away at Maidstone, and they're one of the weakest teams in the division. So really hoping for a win here, and we do get a 1-0 win with a wonder goal from Nathan Ferguson from outside the box. That gets us up to 7th in the league now, so that's a good building. Next up, Torquay at home. They're another one of the weaker teams in the division. I believe they finished quite poorly in the overall top 100 that we did. This was a fairly even game though. It finished 2-2. Can't really complain too much about the result here. I was actually trying to change to a more defensive setup right at the end as they equalise. That drops us down to 8th. Up next, we've got Southend at home, and they're 3rd in the league. But our home form seems to be really strong this year, and we get a 2-0 victory in this one. 2 goals from Ryan Cassidy, and that gets us back up to 4th in the league. Unfortunately, Terrell Whitaker picks up an injury here. He's damaged his kneecap, and he's going to be out for 5 to 8 weeks, so that's a big blow. On the road to Aldershot next, and they are 20th in the league, so was hoping to get a win here, but unfortunately the away form continues and we go down 1-0 despite having 17 shots. We still can't get a break away from home in general, and we're back down to 7th in the league. Next up, we're away at Solihull Motors, so this is going to be difficult as they're 2nd in the league. We'll go 1-0 down in the first half, but in the second half we come back to win 3-1 with 3 goals in 7 minutes. So it's a bit strange. We lose to one of the worst teams away from home, and then we go and beat 2nd in the league away from home. Okay, that gets us up to 4th in the league again. Next up, we've got Boreham Wood, and back at home and looking like another comfortable home win. 2 early goals from the centre backs from set pieces was nice, and the last one was a bit of a scrappy again from a second set piece, but that's a 3-1 win. And we stay 4th in the league. Next up, it's Bath City in the FA Cup qualifying round 4. Now, the board wanted us to get past this into the first round, so although it would be nice to get a win, I wasn't actually that bothered if we get knocked out. However, we're playing Bath City, who are in a lower tier, so it was a fairly easy game actually, and we ran away with a 2-0 win. Next up, we're away at Dorking, who are 15th. So again, hoping to get a winner against a poorer away team. However, we lost 3-0. So the away form continues to be a real problem for us, and this defeat is going to drop us back down to 7th. Now next up we have Notts County at home. Now they are by far the best team in the division at the moment. They are comfortably ahead of the rest of the division. So if we have any dreams about winning the conference, we really want to be beating Notts at home. However, it wasn't to be. It finished 0-0. There's a few chances in the game, but a draw was probably the right result. We're back down to 8th with that. Now we're off to East London to place Dagenham and Redbridge, who are 19th. Go behind early on, and it took to the 72nd minute to get an equaliser, and then we also got a penalty a few minutes later to give us a 2-1 victory. So really good away win there, maybe a bit fortuitous, and that keeps us 8th in the league. Next up, we've got the FA Cup first round, and we're playing Charlton away. Now, Charlton are in League One, so we're always going to lose this game. I fielded a weaker team because realistically, it's not important for us to really do that well in the FA Cup, and we lost 2-0. Next up, we've got Chesterfield at home. Now, Chesterfield were one of the strongest teams in the league by pre-season predictions, and I expected them to be up there at the top, but they're not having a very good season by the looks of things, and our strong home form continues here with us getting a 4-1 win. Cassidy gets another 2 goals here, and this victory is actually going to take us up to 6th in the league. Next up is Wrexham, who obviously in real life they were one of the best team. Well, they were the best team in the division, with scoring way over 100 points and getting the automatic promotion spot. However, I'm not sure what's happening this season in FM, because they are in 9th position and they are struggling. I believe their manager has been sacked as well in this season. So not a good season for them. Our home form continues to be really strong. We did concede a couple of goals in this, but always seem to be in front, winning 4-2. And so 2 games back-to-back scoring 4 goals. That's pretty good. And we're up to 2nd now, although we're still 13 points behind Notts County. Next up, we are away at York City, and they're 13th. So it's going to be a tricky away trip here. Lovely trip to make, though. York is a really beautiful city to visit, so well worth a visit if you get the chance. We got a 1-1 draw here. We may have dominated the game, but a draw is fine. Down to 3rd with that. Next up, we've got Scunthorpe at home, and continue to roll with a strong home form here, winning 2-1. It was a fairly tight game, but we stay 3rd with that win. Next up, we're away at Barnet, who are 23rd and playing on a Sunday on TV for some bizarre reason. However, being on TV seems to bring out the best of us on the road, as we actually get the win, 2-1, and we stay 3rd with that win. Now we head to South London, and we're going to take on Bromley, and a pretty uneventful game finishes 0-0. Now back at home, and the strong home form continues. Cassidy gets another hat-trick. He scores all 3 goals in this game, and we win 3-0, and we've now gone 9 games without a loss in the league. Back up to 2nd in the league now. Next game is an FA Trophy round game, and fielded a fairly weak team in this one. I'm not really bothered about the FA Trophy. As you can see here as well, Brazil win the World Cup in this save. I'm not sure what countries have won the World Cup in your saves, but England were lost in the final. They always seem to do well with the ones I've played. Now we've got that strange occurrence in FM where we play back-to-back home and away games against the same team. So we're playing Maidenhead United at home and then them away, and we beat them 3-1 in both games, bizarrely. So that's 2 really good wins. We're still 2nd in the league, but we're still 14 points behind Notts County. So dreams of the automatic promotion are actually quite far away at this point. But Cassidy has been amazing so far. He's got 22 goals in 26 appearances, and he's really been the key to our success. All right then. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video for the next 10 games of Wealdstone's season. Until next time, goodbye.